Hey Glendale, I'm Maya Morse.
And I'm Gus Kruger.
And you're watching the 7th episode of the Glendale 411.
In this episode, we will see a deeper look into the yearbook, a teacher leaving the flock, the rebranding of a retro shop, and more.
So stay tuned.
The yearbook is a lot more than just pictures and pages. Salem Gregg and Maya Morse give us the inside scoop.
The yearbook staff is not just creating a book, they are preserving memories for years to come.
My favorite part about being a part of making the yearbook would be like the amount of creative freedom we have. You're given a blank spread, a blank book. And so I would say my favorite part is the amount of creativity I get to put into it. Like my visuals are coming to life.
Working on this is kind of similar to working in a job. Both yearbook and quill are student-led classes. I'm here in an advisory role to guide my students to instruct them in some areas, but every decision that comes down is made by students.
I really don't think anyone thinks about how much work really goes into the yearbook. There's a lot of tears shed. We spend a lot of time outside of school, hours outside of school working on this book. It's huge, and there's only so many of us.
I think a common misconception when people are putting the yearbook together is they don't think of it as so much of like the planning aspect. It's really easy to say like, oh, I love to design, I love to shoot photography, but do you have those elements of thinking toward the larger picture?
Whenever it comes to deadlines, we go by seasons. So fall, summer, winter, spring. And whenever it comes to assigning spreads, we did a draft. So we let the students decide and like a draft what they wanted to pick for their spreads. The fact that it's like a 200 plus page book, that's like a challenge itself. Like there's just a lot that goes into it.
In order to get the book out as a spring delivery book, you are working starting here at the end of this year over the summer and then continuing that work throughout the entire school year.
July, August, we do summer workshops, and that's whenever we really come up with the layout of the book, groups, different spread ideas, because as soon as the year starts, the yearbook starts.
You get a chance to really see kids shine in a different light. It's an elective class, so students are wanting to take it, students are wanting to be involved, and it's really cool to see them discover talents they might not have ever known they had. Finding those moments and seeing a student light up when you're like, yes, you are going to be in the yearbook is a really cool thing.
Take J1, freshman or sophomore year, and then you can be on staff junior and senior year.
Next time you flip through your yearbook, remember all the work that went into making it special.
Take a trip down to Commercial Street if you're into vintage vibes. Zach Brothers and Maya Manley did some shopping.
10 Years Gone Vintage is a vintage store, obviously. We focus on 1950s to the late 70s. We have some threads into the 90s, Y2K, but anything you can think of, home decor, furniture, clothes, anything in between, all the vibes, basically.
I've actually been shopping when it was Hakar's Bazaar for 10 years, and now it's 10-year vintage, which is kind of ironic. So I'm just back to shopping at my favorite place again.
I started this store because I've always loved vintage. It rings true to me in all of the things, music, the vibes, the furniture, like timeless design, everything was made to last, unlike today. So anyways, I really wanted a space that people could come and kind of forget about what's out there and reminisce and remember and just feel good.
I would not be able to find any of these amazing goodies without this store even being here. And now I'm back to spending even more money and killing my wallet some more.
Spring will be a little bit different, but currently we're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 11 to 5, and then Sundays noon to 4.
If you would like to check out 10 Years Gone Vintage, it is located at 217 West Commercial Street.
Discover the wild side at Show Me Reptiles with Kinsey St. Clair and Sanai Crawford.
On Sunshine, just past Ingram Mill, Show Me Reptiles offers a variety of reptiles and amphibians.
We got into it because my son is high-functioning autistic. Years ago, we were told that ball pythons could calm them down, which I'd had a lot of previous knowledge, but not, as into it. And I took him to an event, and he was having a sensory meltdown, and somebody put a ball python on him, and he instantly stopped. And I went, you're telling me that a snake is the key to calming my child?
There's a little bit of everything for anyone who wants to kind of get into the reptile world.
Any animals that were surrendered to us that could possibly be sick, or if they have any sort of wounds, we treat those here and we make sure that they are all happy and healthy during their time here.
Larger snakes, some of the larger lizards, they do tolerate handling, and they can be really chill.
One of the things we do here is that we don't want to sell an animal unless they have a proper size enclosure. Great, it needs to be something that they can live in comfortably. There's a very big misconception that reptiles in general are scary or creepy, and that is also why we do child education, because I want to rework that image. Like, reptiles can actually be really beneficial to people. I want people to know that we're not just here to make money. I mean, all of us that work here each have their own little specialty, and that's what makes us a really cool family. And so we want people to feel welcome to come in to ask questions. They don't have to spend money for us to help them.
Whether you leave with a scaly friend or not, Show Me Reptiles is glad to have you.
A longtime geometry teacher is leaving the nest. Gus Kruger and Tristan Zachary give us the details.
Longtime math teacher Mrs. Detterding is making her exit while enjoying every last second.
One, I love being a leader. Like, I love being in front of people and talking, which is what teachers do all the time. It's like they have to put on a show every single day. And I love helping others. Like, my favorite part is just watching a student who says they're terrible at math to be like, oh, that's not that bad.
I think that she does a really good job of like interacting with each and every one of her students instead of just like talking to them as a whole class.
I've always wanted to do it. I've always been good at math, which is probably what most math teachers would say. And I had the same teacher all through high school, like freshman through senior year, and she was just like my mentor and like my biggest fan. And I tutored for her. I was her mentor in the classroom, and she was just a huge part of my life. And like I was always that person in geometry that they would come to me and say, hey, can you help me do this proof and stuff like that. So it was just like I've always loved doing it, and I've always loved like helping others.
I haven't had another teacher like engage their students the way my mom does. She kind of like, she puts like a little sparkle in it. I don't know how to describe it, but she's always outgoing and upbeat. Like I feel like other teachers, they kind of just stand in the same spot and they're like, look at the board, look at the PowerPoints, you know, stuff like that. But she's very hands-on. She'll give like she'll make her kids stand up in the middle of class and put their arms up in the air. Like, what other teachers doing that?
I just love all the types of kids that I run into, and the challenge of like getting all of them to love math or just at least try when they're in my classroom. And it's just, they're fabulous kids.
I'll miss that I can't just like come down here and talk to her. Like, I feel like every single year I've been in her classroom in some way. So it's just gonna be weird to not have her here.
I still love every day when I come in here, but it's also just one of those things like I've taught geometry for 25 years and I don't want to teach it anymore.
But I also love her. She's my best friend, and it's going to be really hard to not have her here next year. Because, like, if I'm having a bad day or something, I can just come down here and talk to her.
We have a couple of rental properties down at the lake already that will keep me busy as soon as I retire. So just that. I'm going to get my real estate license more than likely, hopefully. But other than that, I might do some tutoring. But right now, at the moment, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do anything with education.
Wherever Miss Detterding goes in the future, her impact on Glendale is undeniable. Springfield brought back the Eagles. Watch to learn their history. Brought to you by Dory Duncan and Kendall Roberts.
If you're looking for something to do in the winter, then eagle watching is a fun and rewarding learning experience.
Here at the Nature Center, we're all about education, and we try to educate everyone from young infants to adults. And that's what we try to do here, is plant the seed to where at some point, you know, people will remember what they learned here at the Nature Center and take it to their personal lives and do something, you know, maybe not today or tomorrow, but at some point when they have an opportunity to help conservation, wildlife, habitats, that sort of thing.
We bring awareness all over to counties all over Missouri. We take the birds as ambassadors for their species to be able to talk to people about, you know, their habitat, you know, and their way of living. And so by doing this, by educating people, they can see that, okay, if we cut down this tree, that may be a great spot for an eagle to build a nest. Or if they are, you know, maybe thinking, well, we want to get this bald eagle out of here, know the laws that, you know, they are protected animals. You cannot take their feathers, you can't harass them, you can't take their eggs, anything like that. So that brings awareness that people might not know.
So the importance of bringing the bald eagle to the Nature Center this time of year is because we're trying to educate the public on a success story and the history of the bald eagle. During the 60s and early 70s, there was a chemical called DDT that had a major impact on nesting bald eagles. We've done a number of things to help bring back the bald eagle and increase the population numbers. So it really is a success story, and that's what we're trying to celebrate.
The fact that we have these birds is pretty amazing. What they have is incredible, that they live right here in our area. When I was a child, I never saw a bald eagle. They weren't even in the state anymore. So the fact that we can just go out this door and see one maybe flying is pretty amazing.
It's just one species of animal that represents what can be done to restore animal populations. Everyone plays a role and has an opportunity to do their part. So that's what we're all about.
Thank you all so much for watching.
Make sure to follow us on social media and subscribe for future shows.
With the Glendale 411, I'm Maya Morse.
And I'm Gus Kruger, signing out.